What's up, guys? It's Ray J back with another video. And this one I want to break down what's happening with the markets and also Tesla stock. But just note that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out my Webull link. If you deposit any amount of money, you're guaranteed 12 free stocks. If you deposit $500, you're guaranteed 20. And deposit $25,000 or more, and you're guaranteed 75. The offer ends very soon in just about 3 weeks. Anyways, now let's talk about the markets. So one thing worth mentioning is that Tesla did see a bit of a dip today. We ended up losing 238 as our support. We came all the way down very close to our 200 EMA to 232, only to rebound back up. So the question is Tesla about to see a big rug pull, or is Tesla about to see a big bounce? This is going to depend on some very, very important data coming out from the robotaxi event. Will Tesla give us some dates about when they should be launching the robotaxi? Will they announce a Model 2? Are they about to tell us what they're about to, do with all these different plans and such? There's going to be millions and millions of people all over the world watching this event. So that's going to be the next big catalyst for Tesla. And I just want to say that you shouldn't be too bearish or too bullish going into the event. It's more like we just have to wait and see what they end up announcing. So it's possible this wick is forming here because they're about to launch Tesla in the opposite direction to fill the gap. Or this could just be a preview that Tesla won't do as well, and we're about to see a big rug pull if they don't meet investor expectations. Now, for the broader markets, there's not really much coming out for the remainder of the day. We just had CPI come out. Uh, the core side of the data was a little bit more bearish because it was a little bit hot, but besides that, everything else is still holding up decently. So as far as Tesla goes, we're looking at 240s our resistance, followed by 244. And then we have 247 above that. For support, look at 238. If we lose that, we could dip again to 235 and then back down to the low. Overall, we're holding up quite nicely. So I think Tesla's going to shuffle for the majority of the day. We're going to see a lot of shuffling between 238 and 242 most likely. And then we'll see what happens as the day goes on as we get very, very close to close. Just remember, guys, that whether or not Tesla gets a big pump or dump depends on the robotaxi event. So don't worry too much about where Tesla is. What matters more is going to be the big event. For SPY, we were starting to turn, but we're seeing buyers defending it right over here. So I'll be watching to see, do we try to break the high, the all-time high at 577? If that breaks, we're going up to 580. We did dip a bit to 574, which is close to my 573 target because core CPI was above expectations. However, there are buyers defending the market. So now we're looking at 576.5 as our resistance. If we break past that, the 576.5 area, we're looking for potentially the all-time high to be tested. So we'll see if we can hold above that or not. So far, there are buyers defending SPY, and there are a lot of buyers still defending this market. So the market's not ready to turn back down. I still hold the view there's going to be a rug pull coming soon, but we're not ready yet. So as of right now, we're holding up. If we were to lose 575, I would be looking for basically 573 again as our potential target. But as of right now, we're holding up very well, and this thing could continue to get bought back up. Could we surpass and break all-time highs? I'm not 100% sure, guys, if the high is in yet. So we just have to wait and see. This could try to push a little bit higher, closer to 577, and then we'll see how things go from there. Nvidia dipped quite a bit only to rebound because we had some more bullish news that came out. We got some very, very good looking analyst targets, at least out there. Analysts are projecting a $175 billion revenue next year that's rising to basically $225 billion by 2027. So that's very, very bullish, and that's why this share price bounced. So looking at 235 as resistance. If we break this, we could get closer to about that 237, 137 area. Excuse me, not 237. We're talking about 137 if we break 135. So I see potential in that chart. For Bitcoin, we've dipped quite a bit. We're looking at 60,500 support. If that fails us, I could be looking for 60,000 flat. It still looks kind of weak, so there's a risk of downside for this. For others out there, we have NQ. This has been dipping quite a bit. It came very close to our 20 EMA, 20,300 area, only to rebound. So there could be an attempt to get back up to these highs as we're still seeing buyers defend this. That's looking pretty good. For the QQQ, we look a little bit more bullish overall. We dipped, but then we got bought back up thanks to Nvidia. And in my opinion, if we manage to break 493, if we break and hold above that, we could fill the gap for 495 and above. If we lose 490, we're looking for basically 488 and 485 as our supports, but this looks a little bit more bullish to me. For others out there, we have Aapl. Apple's dipping right now. We'll see if we hold 227 to 226, this range right here. And then if we do hold up, we could rebound a little bit more to make an attempt to bounce up to 230. So it's showing some weakness. It could be tipping closer to 226 before it tries to bounce. So be mindful of that. Nvidia, It dipped all the way down to about this uh just under 215 only to get bought back up. So that's really lost 215. The resistance at 217, we could revisit the 217s, but we're just range bound right now between 215 and 218. I'm not really seeing much thus far. For Coinbase, we're looking a little bit weaker. We came down to fill this gap to about 163. So now I think we shuffle between 162 and 165. For Amazon, we were trying to push. We actually failed to hold above 188. So if we reject, look at 185 as support. If that fails us, we dip lower. So watch for that. For Meta, we're starting to dip a little bit. If we can't reclaim 587, we're looking for a dip towards 580. That's coming next. So we'll see how things end up going. And then for Microsoft, let me just double check this. Microsoft's kind of rejecting here. If we don't hold 416, we're looking for 412. If we hold this, we could attempt to rebound, but there might be some weakness. And Google's trying to rebound. We could be looking for a retest of about 165 before we see another reaction. So, with that being said, guys, I want to just say I thank you all so much for listening. The market's very, very choppy right now, but Tesla's going to be making a very, very big move by tomorrow. So, get ready for the robotaxi event. Don't be too fixated on the bearish side just because we're a little bit in the red. This could be a liquidity grab as they dipped it just to be pushing it back up after the big event, or it could be the opposite. Maybe we're about to dump, so it could go either way. It depends on what Tesla announces. Do they give us that new model or such? So be ready for that. But with that being said, I want to thank you all so much for listening. Please have a great day and peace out.